Hello, my beautiful peeps out there. How are you guys doing on this beautiful? It's a little cloudy today, Thursday, but it's okay. Today is June the 15th of 2023. How are you guys doing today? I apologize that I didn't come on right at 2 o'clock. I had a couple things that I had to take care of. I had a doctor's appointment, so I'm running a little behind, but it's okay. This is my podcast. It's okay if I'm late. But how are you guys doing out there? I hope all you guys are doing very good. I know we have coming up June the 19th, June 10th. That's the celebration of freedom. That's going to be on Monday, June the 19th. I'm just going to shout out a couple things that are going on down on the coast. Saturday, June the 17th in Pasquotank, Mississippi. They are having a Juneteenth festival there. They're going to have food, craft, and vendors. And also they're going to have a DJ, Mixed Maestro, from 2 to 3, I think, from 2 to 3. It's from 12 noon to 4 p.m. And that address is 315 Clark Avenue, Pasquotank 39571. They're having it at the Randolph Center. That's in Pasquotank. Now, if you stay in Gulfport is also having something also on June the 17th. That starts at 19 p.m., 12 noon or whatever. That's going to be at 33112 Martin Luther King Boulevard. That's in Gulfport 39501, and that's going to be at the Isaiah Frederick Center. So they do have activities that they're going to have celebrate Juneteenth this weekend. Starting, they're actually probably going to start tomorrow. So just look up, see what's going on the coast. But those two things that I did read out, I think those two things are going to be very popular that people do go to. I hope it's a beautiful day Saturday, because we are, on Monday, June the 19th, we will be celebrating our freedom. So that's going to be very special. And also, too, this weekend, it is Father's Day Sunday. So I want to shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day. I hope you have a beautiful weekend. I wish my dad was here to celebrate Father's Day, but it's okay. I know he's good. He's in heaven, and he knows that I will celebrate him on Sunday. But today, before I get started, I like to burn my sage. So let me burn my sage, because the last podcast I forgot to burn my sage, guys. And I love burning my sage. The reason is to bring in nothing but positive energy your way. I know some of you guys are at work. So just give me a second. I had to go and buy me a new sage. I had to order some more anyway. Just 1 second. Let me do this, guys. And I don't own the rights to the music in the background, but I want to hear some jamming music. Today, I'm listening to Lauryn Hill today, guys. So let me burn this. And I know some of you guys are at work. It's okay. You can always come back and watch my podcast. I am burning my sage. I like to burn my sage before I get started, to bring nothing but positive energy your way. I want the positive energy surrounding me while I do this podcast today. So I like to burn my sage. I do. I burn my sage a lot, guys. I do. I really do. I burn my sage when my energy is feeling low, or I feel like I need to, restart myself, restart my energy. Because sometimes your energy will get thrown off sometimes, especially if you at a place, on your job, you find yourself, working with some coworkers that, have negative vibes. That negative vibe sometimes does rub off on you. So, it's good to go home and burn your sage, so I do burn my sage a lot, guys. I do. I'm going to put this down while the sage is burning. So I had got a lot of DMs wanted to know, what is the most important keys of learning, going through the journey of learning about yourself. I noticed that a lot of people are trying to truly get into their self, and I have been going on this journey probably about 5 years now. Probably about 5 years that I actually decided to really, really go deep, real deep. And, and release all the things that I felt that was holding me down, And I'm so proud of myself because I accomplished one big thing that I felt that was just holding me, and I just couldn't get over that hump, and I think what it was is that I just needed closure. I just needed to have closure with that, to have a really understand on the whole situation. And that finally happened, and I feel good about it, and once you release that, it just brings up those good, happy tears because you finally released something that was totally like holding you. So, I'm going to give you guys some steps that I feel like it would help you, especially if you're starting to, want to go deep learning about yourself, because it's very, very important to start learning about yourself. You have to break the old curse of what people wanted you to be or what they expect you to be. We have to stop that, because I found that when I was going through that of trying to please people all the time, to make sure, hold on guys, to make sure that, I was doing everything right by people, that was tiresome, and I had to say to myself, Keisha, hold up, you got to start making yourself happy. You can't continue pleasing others. You can't continue trying to make others happy. You can't do that, because all along, by me going through those different experiences, I was losing myself. I was losing my confidence. I was having insecurity about myself. Just little things that I was just picking up those negative thoughts in my mind, and I got tired of that. I got tired of every time I sit down, it's nothing but negative thoughts. I got tired of that, and I know a lot of times people are dealing with that real bad, that have negative thoughts in your mind, It's hard to release those negative thoughts. Trust me, it's hard. But once you start practicing every day, you get better and better, and you find yourself, making better decisions. You finding yourself having better thoughts, and you can understand your life better. And that was one big thing that I chose to get real deep, to really, really learn about myself, is because I wanted to be happy. I was tired of just pleasing people, So these steps that I'm going to give you, I feel like it's going to help. It's going to start somewhere to help you, start your journey of learning about yourself. Because a lot of times people get confused when they say that, I'm changing myself or whatever. Really, sometimes they really don't go deep. When I say go deep, that's inner, your inner deep. Because for one thing, you have so much that you got balled down inside that you're afraid to release that. A lot of people are afraid to release the things that's really, really holding them down, the things that's really, really hurting them. A lot of anger is down up inside. You got to release all of that. That's the only way that you can be a better person. You have to learn how to release those things. You can't hold on to those things, because if you continue holding on to those things, your life is not going to be different. It's not. It's just going to keep on bringing more trauma to you, more triggers, all of that. So I'm going to give you a couple of things that I feel like it will help you to start. The main thing, I feel like a lot of people don't want to let go of their past. I feel like a lot of people hold on to their past so much. I know in time in life, we are going to go back in our past. We are. God do bring us back in our past sometimes. But I feel like the things that, you know, you had trauma behind, you know, things that triggered you, you know, disappointments, you know, especially love. You know, a lot of times we want to hold on to those things and try to, you know, figure out those things, you know, keep questioning ourselves and asking ourselves, you know, maybe if I would have did this, maybe I would have did that. But all along, you're keeping yourself in your past. You have to take baby steps and learn how to release your past. Everybody has a past. Don't be ashamed of your past. You know, everybody makes mistakes in their past that they wasn't proud of or they wasn't happy about. You know, people makes mistakes. You know, but as long as you forgive yourself, you know, and try to be a better person, don't continue making those mistakes, everything will work out. You know, and if you don't leave your past in the for your future, but it's like clicking me on and off. I apologize for that. You have to learn how to, you know, make peace in your past. You have to face whatever you're dealing with that's holding you down. I don't care what it is. You have to face that. You have to bring it up and you have to face it. Because as long as you keep holding that inside, it's just tearing you apart. Once you learn how to release the things that's bothering you, that you just can't let go in your past, something just like release you, I don't know what's going on with the internet because it's keep clicking me on and off. I apologize, guys. I apologize. But you have to. You have to. And the biggest key is that you have to be true to yourself. You know, if you're letting your past hold you back, and it's like in your past you're still doing stupid shit, own up to that stupid shit. Stop making excuses. Stop hoping and wishing. Stop doing that. You know, be true to yourself. You know, it's okay. All of us has been stupid, especially when it comes to love. You know, nobody can't sit there and say that they wasn't stupid for love because they'll be lying. You know, sometimes some people are stronger when it comes to love and some people are weak. And see, that's how I was. I was weak when it came to love. You know, I love hard. You know, and I had to learn, you know, what was my weakness when it came to love. You know, and I always gave people the benefit of doubt. And that right there messed me up a lot. You know, and I really, really, truly, you know, now that I'm going through the journey of learning about myself, now I understand when they say when people show their true colors, believe that. Don't make excuses for them. Don't do any of that. They showing you their true self, you know, and a lot of times we get blinded. You know, we're always making excuses, you know, because we're looking at the good things, you know, that shadow us, thinking that that person is a good person, but all along, they're not. You know, they're not. So you got to learn how to release your past. Let the things go that you keep holding on. You're finding yourself, you know, if you jump into different relationships, you're finding yourself, everything is still repeating. You're still, you know, attracting the same type of people. You got to stop. Give yourself a reality check. Find what your weakness is in your past that you have been dealing with and face it. You know, face it. 2, change. To take action to remove things that no longer serve you. When you experience growth and self-love, you're willing to change. You have to change. You have to. You have to. And when I say change, I mean really change. Don't go back to your old habits. Don't go back to your old habits. You know, and the biggest thing, you have to change your mindset. That is the biggest key. You have to change your mindset. You have to. You know, you're going to have to start looking at things in a positive way. And one big thing that I had to learn is stop assuming. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know, you have to try to be a person that learn how to, you know, handle your emotions, you know, because we get all different type of emotions. You know, you have to learn how to handle different, you know, changes of your emotions. You know, you have to be true to yourself. You know, you have to willing to change to be a better person and change your thoughts. Change your thoughts to positive thoughts, you know. Every situation that you find yourself in, don't pull out the negative things out of that. Pull out the positive things. You know, if it's something that you want so bad and you're just not getting it, be patient. You know, you got to put in your mind and say to yourself, okay, I'm going to look at it in a positive way. Maybe right now it's just not for me right now. You know, that's just like if you apply for a job and you get turned down. You know, don't look at it in a negative way. Don't beat yourself up. You know, change your mindset and just say to yourself right now, it just wasn't meant for me. That's the biggest key. You got to learn how to change. You cannot stop. You cannot continue being the old way. You know, if you feel like you're okay with yourself, you know, that's fine. But I'm just talking to the ones that's really trying to go real deep into their self and learn about their self more and make their self happy and think about their self first. That's the people that I'm talking about today. You know, if the ones that say they change, you know, hey, but you don't want to go deep, you just want to keep that in your past, you know, holding you down. If you want to just keep that in and don't want to release it, that's okay. That's okay. But you're going to wonder why, you know, things are not going the way that you want things to go. Remove. You have to remove yourself from negative people. You have to. You cannot continue surrounding yourself around negative people, because if you continue surrounding yourself around negative people, you're going to pick up their habits. You are. I don't care what nobody say. You're going to pick up their habits. You know, you're going to have to start surrounding yourself with positive people, because once you start surrounding yourself with positive people, they're going to uplift you. You're going to look at things in a positive way. You know, I'm not saying that, you know, through your life, you're going to have all positive, you know, energy. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, because you're going to have days that you're going to have some negative energy. You know, that's part of life. You are going to have that. But I'm saying that whatever group of friends that you find yourself around, you have to be around positive people. You have to. And I know a lot of people do surround themselves with a lot of females that have negative thoughts, negative vibes. You know, it's going to be hard to be so positive, but you're still hanging around negative people. It's not going to work, because their negative vibes is going to come on you. And then you're going to pick up their habits. So make sure you remove yourself from negative people. Please surround yourself with positive people, that somebody is going to uplift you, that's going to show you how to do things in a positive way. You know, get away from all those negative people. You know, get away from that. And you wonder why things don't go right in your life. Is because you're finding yourself surrounding yourself around negative people. My bad. I need to slow down, y'all. I need to slow down, because I be just like. Another thing, peace. You got to have peace in your life. You got to have peace in your life. When I say peace in your life, you can't have all that drama. You know, drama, if you sit around people that's constantly talking about people, if you're around people that's constantly having drama every time you go over, you know, or when you talk to them, it's always drama. You don't want to be around people like that. You want to have peace in your life. You know, you want to have peace. You know, my peace is so important to me. I'm not dealing with nobody that's going to cause, you know, attack my peace. I got to be around people that have peace. You know, I can't do drama. I can't. You know, and if you want to have peace, you have to remove yourself. Like I say, you have to remove yourself from negative people. You know, peace is a beautiful thing. It is. You know, you want to have peace in your life. You know, you want your family and friends, when they're around you, you know, you bring sunlight to them. You know, so you want peace. You know, that's very, very important, is to have peace in your life. Wisdom, that's very, very important. What you think, you create. What you feel, you attract. What you image, you become. Remember that. That's very important. It's very important. You know, you got to grow. You know, some people, you know, if you find yourself dealing with someone or dealing with friends that you notice that they're not growing, that they're still comfortable of where they're at. You know, some people are just comfortable. Some people don't want to grow. You know, people, a lot of times people like to talk about things like that. They like to talk about they grow and they just and that. But then you find yourself every year, y'all the same person. Like, you didn't do nothing different. So how are you growing? You know, sometimes you outgrow your friends. Sometimes you outgrow your family. You know, sometimes you outgrow a relationship. It's okay to outgrow people. It's okay to outgrow things. It is. You know, you get to a point in your life that, especially with me, by me being in my 50s, you know, I'm at the point in my life that I have to grow. You know, I can't continue being the same old Keisha. You know, and a lot of times people want to keep you at that place, that person. They want you to just stay the same. No. You know, and it's crazy. I'm just going to give you an example. It's crazy how you can have a conversation with a person, and when you being true, that person is thinking that you're catching an attitude, or, you know, you're tripping, you know. And that's what's wrong with a lot of people. People don't want to handle people's truth. You know, just because a person is being true to you, that doesn't mean that person is having an attitude or they're tripping. No, that's you. Because you're in that negative mindset that you're thinking that this person is being honest with you, but this person is tripping, or this person not understanding you. You know, if you're going through that right now, that you're dealing with someone that can't accept your truth, it's okay. You have to say to yourself, they still at this part in their life, and you up here. You know, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up because you're being true. And that's one thing that I learned, and I love it. I love it. You know, it took me a long time to get where I am when it comes for me expressing how I feel about certain things, because I was the type of person that I would just be quiet. You know, I won't try to start, you know, because I feel like a lot of times people don't know how to handle me when I come to them real strong, because I am like, if you want my opinion, I'm going to come on very strong. And I feel like a lot of people, they can't handle that. They can't. So sometimes some people, I won't even respond. You know, like some of my friends that I find that can't handle my truthness to them, they like get offended, or they try to switch it up and say, no, 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 you don't understand. You know, those friends and family, you know, I really don't say anything, you know, I really don't, you know, because a lot of times people don't want to hear the truth. You know, a lot of times people want you to sugarcoat shit, you know, to make them feel good. Like they got their shit together. And really, you know, a lot of times people don't have their shit together, you know, but, it's beautiful to live in your truth. It is. It's a beautiful thing. It's scary. You know, it's scary because, you know, sometimes you're afraid that, you know, if you be true to people that they're going to like distance themselves. But I learned that when they're distant out of your life, they're supposed to be removed. God is removing them from your life, you know. So I learned that, you know, and I learned that it's okay to love people from a distance. It's okay. You know, I have a lot of friends and family that I love from a distance, you know, because I'm going to protect my energy and my space and my peace, you know. Sorry if I hurt people's feelings, you know, I'm sorry. I'm just being true, you know. Faith. This is the biggest key. Faith. Your mind is a powerful thing. It is. When you fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. You have to keep the faith. You have to. I know a lot of you guys out there right now is struggling really bad. I know a lot of you guys out there right now are dealing with some major issues in your life. You know, and I know a lot of you guys out there are dealing with your kids. You know, we're dealing with a lot. We're dealing with a lot. But you have to keep your faith. You have to keep your faith, guys. You know, you're going to have to change your mindset. You know, if you're dealing with a situation so hard, you're going to have a moment to yourself and just have quietness to really figure out what you need to do. You know, and when you do make that decision, try your hardest to make that decision in a positive mindset. You know, you have to change your thoughts. You have to. Because this world is very evil. You know, it's so much going on in this world. And a lot of people are getting caught up. You know, the devil is easing in a lot of people, especially the ones that you just never thought that they will betray you. You never thought they will hurt you, you know. A lot is going on in this world. A lot. You know, you got to hold on to yourself and you got to keep that faith. You know, get on your knees. Pray to God. You know, if you're, you know, like me, I don't go to church, you know, like I feel like, you know, I don't have to walk into a church house to get the God's message. I don't have to do that. You know, I have faith in myself. You know, I have my moment to myself with God. You know, because a lot of times church is just a showboat. You know, and a lot of times, you know, this is my opinion. You know, a lot of these priests and preachers, you know, especially preachers, a lot of them are not being faithful. They're not being truthful. A lot of them are not, you know, but I don't knock anybody, you know, go to church, you know, I don't knock anybody. You know, you do what makes you happy, you know, but you got to keep the faith. You know, you got to keep the faith, you know, because you can be a full Christian, but you're still not living right. You know, you're still not doing right by people. You know, and that's another thing that a lot of Christians, you know, they like to make judgments on people when they don't have their shit together. I feel like when you're a Christian, you don't make no judgments on nobody. 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 People need to stop making judgments on people's life. Especially the ones out there that they forget that their life wasn't all good back in the days, but they forget about that. You know, their life is good now, but they like to make judgments on people. Don't do that. You know, don't do that. Don't make judgments on people's life. And especially never say never, because you don't know what God might put you in. Remember that. But always keep the faith no matter what. Keep the faith. Just pray harder. You know, pray harder. Patience. This is the biggest key too. When you're going through your journey of learning about yourself and being true to yourself, you have to have patience. Everybody don't have patience. Some people, it comes natural, like me. It comes natural. I taught myself about patience a long time ago. You know, when I was in my early 20s, you know, I had to teach myself about patience. You know, because coming up, you know, I was spoiled, especially, you know, by boyfriends. I was very, very spoiled, you know. And when you had that spoiledness, you know, your patience are very short. You know, you want it right then and all that. And that's how it was, because I had a person that, you know, he spoiled me so rotten that, you know, I had to have it right then. Whatever it was, you know, if I wanted something, I had to have it, you know. But I had to teach myself about patience. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing to have patience. It is. You know, because sometimes you can get put in a situation that it can cost you your life if you don't have patience. You know, a lot of times people find themselves exploding when it's something small. You know, I have a couple friends that don't have patience. You know, I watch them go from 1 to 10 real quick, like real quick. You know, you got to have patience. You know, you're going to have to calm yourself. You know, a lot of times people don't like that. You know, don't like them to tell them to calm, but you got to have patience. You know, everything is not going to happen in your life when you want it to happen. You have to have patience. Just like when you're learning about yourself, you're going through this journey, you got to have patience. It's not going to change overnight. It's not going to change overnight. You know, it takes time to change, because when you are a certain way for so long, it takes time to change those old habits. So you have to have patience. And that's the biggest key when you're going through this journey of learning about yourself, going deep. You have to teach yourself about patience. You have to. Calm. You know, like I say, some people don't have that. Some people are natural. I'm natural when it comes to calm. I am so freaking calm, y'all. It is just even, it's not even funny. You know, I could be in a situation, you know, I try not to get in an argument with anybody. You know, I passed that stage. You know, I try not to get anybody. You know, it takes a lot for anybody to make me snap in that way. But most of the time, I am very calm. I'm a very calm person. You know, even if I find myself in a, you know, disagreement, I'm very calm about it. You know, only time that I will snap is that I don't like for a person to play me stupid. I don't like that. I really don't. You know, I don't like for a person to play me stupid. I don't like that. That's my biggest tick is, you know, when a person try to play you stupid. But far than calm, I am a very, very calm person. I am, you know. Whoo, Lord, I'm glad that I am a very calm person, because, Lord, if I wasn't a calm person, ooh, I probably wouldn't be sitting right here talking to y'all guys right now if I wasn't. You know, that's why I say, you know, I taught myself a long time ago, you know, in my early 20s, you know, my teenager years, that I had to teach myself how to calm myself. Because, you know, when you're young and you're in love, you know, you will fuck up some shit, you know. So I had to teach myself about patience and calm real quick. I had to teach myself with that real fast, guys. But I'm going to do some shout outs real quick. But I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. Hello, my beautiful Roy. Hello, my beautiful Danisha. Hello, my beautiful Lachelle. Hello, my beautiful Charlotte. Hello, my beautiful Helen. Hello, my beautiful Avery. How are you guys doing today on this beautiful, beautiful day? And also, too, let me go back, y'all. Let me go back. Calm mind brings inner strength and self-confidence. So that's very important, and that's good health. It does. It brings you good inner strength. You know, you have to build up your strength, and it builds up your self-confidence. You know, because a lot of times we lose our self-confidence. We do. You know, I have lost my self-confidence years ago, you know, but I got it back, you know. You know, you go through that. It's okay. Another big key, happiness. You know, you want to be happy in your life. To fall in love with yourself is the first secret to happiness. I had to learn that. I I cannot make anybody happy if I'm not happy. I had to learn that. That's part of your journey that you go through. A lot of times we don't make ourselves happy. We try to make others happy. We have to stop that. You wonder why you don't get the love that you want. You wonder why, you're always sad and all that. It's because you're not making yourself happy. It's beautiful to live in your truth and make yourself happy. Regardless if a person doesn't like it or whatever, you're making yourself happy. It's about you. It's about you. Self-love. Self-love is so very important. Because you don't realize that you're abusing yourself. And a lot of us are abusing ourselves. So you have to have self-love. You have to have self-love. You got to have a moment to give yourself that self-love every day. You have to. Love yourself enough to set boundaries. Your time and energy are precious. Remember that. You have to say to yourself, people should be glad that I allow them to be in my space. You have to say that. And that's the attitude that I have. I feel like people that I allow to be in my space, you should be blessed. And the reason why I have that confidence is because, for one thing about it, when you're in my space, you're going to enjoy yourself. It's going to be peace. You're going to love the energy that I give off. So you have to have that confidence in yourself. And I have that confidence in myself. It's not that I'm being cocky. That's a different type of ego. Because I believe in myself and I know what I am offering to people. You get to choose who you want in your space. Remember that. If you chose a negative person to be in your space, you chose that. Only you chose it. That's why a lot of times people got to realize it's the choices that you make in life. It really is. And a lot of choices that we make in life, we bring that sadness, that hurtness to ourselves. I know sometimes it is hard of letting go people. It is. If you made a bad choice in your life. And if you feel like that person, is still bringing you on negative energy, first you have to work on yourself. And once you work on yourself and be confident in yourself, then you're going to know how to deal with that person. Teach people how to treat you by deciding what you will and you won't accept. With me, accept. I don't allow anybody to tell me where I should go, what I should put on, who I should be friends with. I make my own choices. Because a lot of times you got to say to yourself, you can't let people make those choices for you. You can't. I feel like nobody's life should be dictated by somebody else. Somebody shouldn't tell you when you can go somewhere or what you should put on, or who you're supposed to love, who you're supposed to be friends with. I feel like everybody should have their own choice to make. Because a lot of times if you look around and your friends in their relationship, you see people are so miserable because people just don't live their lives. People are afraid to do things that they love to do because they always trying to please others. You got to stop pleasing others and please yourself. It's nothing wrong with you if you feel like it's a certain thing you want to wear, a place where you want to go, your friends you want to be with. Don't let nobody choose that for you. That's not fair. You know, that's not fair. You know, and that's where it comes, you know, of learning about yourself, going deep, you know, into yourself, that is teaching you to tell yourself that this is your life. Nobody should be able to dictate and tell you how to live your life. Nobody. You know, and that's what's wrong with a lot of people out there, is that they're miserable in their lives. You know, because they can't be themselves. Be yourself. Stop being afraid to be yourself. You know, especially, you know, if you're going in your 50s, it's beautiful. You know, you should be yourself. You should enjoy life to the fullest. You know, excuse me. You should learn how to let go of all of that trauma, all of those triggers. You got to teach yourself how to let those things go, to live your life. You have to believe in yourself. I don't care if you at your lowest moment in your life. You have to believe in yourself. You have to. You also have to remember, God is not going to keep you there. He's going to bring that smile back to you. But you have to learn how to deal with your situation. You have to get yourself out of that situation. You have to. You know, I know a lot of times people get caught up in a relationship with someone and they lose themselves. But you got to ask yourself, how many years are you going to continue being miserable, being unhappy? You know, a lot of times people want to hold on because of the years. Me, years don't mean shit. It don't. Because reason why I say years don't mean shit, you could be with a person for 20 years and all of a sudden that person comes in and say, hey, I don't want you no more. I'm not happy with you no more. It's time for me to move on. Okay. You did 20 years. You holding on to 20 years when that person came to you in those 20 years and told you, bye-bye. You know, and a lot of times people get caught up, you know, when they get caught up in the years, but majority of those years, you're miserable in those years. So don't get caught up in the years. Don't get caught up in the years, because when you get caught up in the years and say, oh, well, I've been with that person for this many years. I don't want to start over and this and this and that. You know, I don't want to learn nobody new. Okay, you say all that shit, but you're not trying to fix it. You're not trying to make yourself happy. You're still living in miserable. You know, if you're going to deal with bullshit, stop bitching about the bullshit. Simple as that. If the shit been going on for 1, 2, 3, 5 years, 6 years, and the shit's still going on through your relationship, you're not going to leave that person. Because for one thing, you're not going to leave that person because of the years. 2, you're not going to leave that person because you know you don't want that nobody else to have that person. So stop bitching about it. Stop complaining about it. Start living your life. If you're going to stay into that miserable relationship, at least start living your life. Enjoy your life. You know, it's so many men and women that is in a relationship because of the years. They don't want to let go. You know, they don't want to start over. They don't want to do this. But you constantly complaining to your friends and your family that you're unhappy, but you're still being miserable in those years. Stop being miserable. Start living your life. If that person that you're with is living their life, why you can't live your life too? Stop being at home, being miserable. not doing anything, cutting everybody out. Stop. You know, if you want to live like that, then that's cool, that's fine. But stop complaining. Stop complaining. And that's my biggest thing, is that I'm not going to sit there and constantly complain about something. I'm not going to sit there and complain, because all I'm doing is lying to myself. Period. Like if you're in a situation, you find yourself going back to the same situation, stop lying to yourself, saying to yourself, you know, oh, F that, you know, I'm not going to go back to that. I'm not going to. Stop lying to yourself, because you're lying to yourself. Because 2 months later, when shit go good, you find yourself right back in the same situation. And a lot of times people are fooling themselves, lying to themselves. That's when I say, when you're going through a journey of learning yourself, you're really going to be true to yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Stop telling yourself that you're not going to deal with a certain situation, knowing that you're going to continue dealing with that situation. All you're doing is lying to yourself. All you're doing is keep bringing negative thoughts in your mind. If you're not going to deal with the situation, don't deal with it. Teach yourself how to get over that. Teach yourself. You know, and another thing too, don't wait on people to forgive you. You know, and don't wait on people forgiveness. A lot of times people are not going to give you that. They're not going to tell you I'm sorry. Because in their mind, they're thinking that they didn't do anything wrong. So they're not going to tell you that they're sorry. You have to learn how to forgive people. I have forgave a lot of people that hurt me in my life. I did. I had to teach myself how to forgive them. I had to let go of that anger inside of me. Because one thing about it, you're holding on for that person to give you that, I'm sorry, will you forgive me? You're going to be waiting a long time, because that person is going to continue going on with their life like nothing happened. You know, so if you're sitting there waiting for someone to tell you what I have done to you, keep on waiting, you know. And that was one thing that, you know, I had to learn. Because I was holding on a situation that I was waiting for forgiveness. But I had to teach myself and say to myself, you're letting this situation put a hold on you, and that situation is not going to give you that forgiveness. You have to learn how to move on, and you're going to learn how to forgive. And I had to teach myself how to forgive. You know, I know a lot of times you might find yourself in a hard situation, and it's hard for you to forgive. I know that. It takes practice. You have to work on it. You know, you have to work on it. You know, if you want to be a better person in your life, you have to, you know, you have to make changes in your life. You have to break the old habits. Because we got so many old habits that, you know, we was taught, you know, thinking that things was right. We have to change that. You know, we have to break those old bad habits. We do. You know, you have to give more love. You know, I feel like that's missing in a lot of people's life, is love. You know, you have to give affection to people. You know, because I'm a very affectionate person. I love affection. You know, you just have to take baby steps, you know, and don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. You know, keep pushing, you know. You might get aggravated, you know, like I say, you know, some of your past might come back to haunt you, but don't be afraid of it, you know. Deal with it head on, you know, to remove it. You know, a lot of times people are so stuck in their past that they just, you know, not even recognizing, you know, right at that moment. And learn how to enjoy the moments. You know, if you find yourself somewhere, you know, enjoy that moment. You know, enjoy the people that's around you, you know. Have fun, you know, make memories. That's so important, you know, because we never know when it's, you know, our time. You know, we never know, you know, and like I talked about last week, you know, don't be afraid to talk about death. You know, tell people, you know, your family and friends what you want, you know, make sure you get that in order. And also for the ones out there that if you feel like you're back against the wall, whatever you do, don't give up. Don't give up. You know, God got you. You know, just be patient, you know, stay calm. You know, he's going to help you. He really will. He's going to help you. You know, you got to have a positive mindset to try to look at your situation and change it. But if you feel like, you know, it's getting too rough for you, go to somebody that you can talk to. You know, everybody needs to have someone that they can vent to and talk. And remember, when you do decide to vent to someone, make sure you tell that person, I don't want no opinions. I just need an ear for you to listen. So it won't be no miscommunication when you get ready to vent. Make sure if you go to someone and you need to just vent, please tell them ahead of time. I don't need no opinions. I just need someone to listen. You know, we have to change the way we think. You know, we can't keep on thinking that people automatically know what we're thinking inside, because they're not. They don't know what you're thinking inside. You know, you got to learn how to speak on what you're thinking, you know, so people can really understand you. And that's a big key too. You know, only way people going to understand you, you have to speak on what you want, what you're not going to deal with. You have to speak on those things, you know, and don't get yourself upset if people don't react the way you want them to react. You can't get yourself upset like that. Everybody is not going to be on the same level that you're on. They're not. You know, because a lot of times people don't want to, you know, face their faults. A lot of times people don't think they have faults, you know. So don't take it personal if they don't, you know, say the answer that you want them to say. You know, they only speaking their truth, you know, and some people just don't get it, you know. But just keep on pushing, you know, keep on pushing. You know, and if you have lost someone this week or last month, whatever you do, don't stay there in that sad moment. Don't. Change that sadness to happiness. Post pictures of your loved ones. Talk about your loved ones. You know, keep their memories alive. You know, I understand when people die, you know, they go on. You know, their flesh is not here, but their spirit is still around you. You know, keep their spirit alive, you know, and don't be afraid to talk about your loved ones, you know, and don't be afraid to have your moment. You know, I had a moment the other day, you know, thinking about my mom, you know, don't be afraid to think about those moments, you know, don't be afraid to think of those moments. And for the ones out there are celebrating a birthday or any kind of anniversary, any celebration, congratulations to you all. And what else I want to talk about, guys? What else I want to talk about? Basically, you know, just make yourself happy. Just really, really, really and truly enjoy your life. You know, really, 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 really go deep, deep, deep and learn about yourself. You know, it's beautiful to take time out for yourself. It is. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing, you know, because you want to be happy. You know, you don't want to continue living in misery. You know, you just don't want that. You know, and then also you want to start, especially if you got young kids, you know, you want your kids to start learning how to get into their self and be their self, you know, because it's a lot going on in this world. You know, it's a lot of pressure on a lot of people. You know, a lot of people trying to be like each other. You know, nobody wants to be their self. You know, they're afraid to be their self. But don't be afraid to be yourself. You know, keep the faith, like I said earlier. You know, and bring more love. Bring more love in your life. You know, kiss on your loved ones. You know, and give people their flowers while they're living. Don't wait until they pass away, and then that's when you want to talk about them and all of that. They can't hear that, you know. So tell people, you know, how you feel about them. You know, if you have a person that, you know, inspires you, you know, tell them. Give them their flowers while they're living. You know, make sure you do that. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate. And I hope you guys enjoy this beautiful weekend. Like I say, it is Juneteenth weekend of freedom. You know, so just enjoy life. You know, enjoy life. Don't want to talk about anything else that I mentioned that I wanted to talk about. Oh, also too, for the ones out there that are thinking about plastic surgery, be very, very careful about that. You know, make sure you read up on, you know, your doctor, you know, just probably, be safe, you know, be real safe when it comes to having surgery. Because, you know, that is so sad. The little wilding out chick, DC's girlfriend, fiance, you know, she lost her life having plastic surgery, and she left behind 3 small kids. You know, that's so sad. You know, I know, you know, we are, as women, we do get uncomfortable of our bodies. We do, you know. And it does take a lot to, you know, get into yourself, into your body, and appreciate your body. You know, and I know some people do want to make changes on their body, and it's okay, you know, if you feel that you want to have plastic surgery, because Lord knows I want a tummy tuck. I do. But just make sure you do your research, you know, make sure you do your research. Make sure you get a fully health, you know, examination, you know, your blood work, you know, find out all those things, you know, even though they're going to do that too, but make sure, you know, you check on yourself, you know, your body, you know, before you decide to go all the way through with your plastic surgery, you know, because that's a horrible feeling for someone to lose somebody, you know, behind plastic surgery, you know, especially if you got small kids. So make sure you do your research, you know, before you decide to, you know, go under. Make sure you do that. I think that's it, guys. I think that's all I want to talk about. I think that's it. That's it. I don't have on any makeup. I know I look sweaty, but that's just this lotion that I put on my skin. You know, because you got to take care of your skin, too. You know, you got to take care of your skin. You know, you want your skin to be beautiful. You got to take care of your skin, especially when you get in your 50s, guys. You got to really take care of yourself. You know, we got to take care of our health because, Lord, you know, you can't bounce back like you used to bounce back. I know I can't. You know, I gotta get my rest, you know, because Lord knows, you know, sometimes our mind just be getting it going, you know. That's why I say you gotta have a moment. You gotta at least take 5-10 minutes to yourself and just have a moment to soak all this shit that's going on in life, you know. You gotta have a moment, you know, because I feel like if you don't take time out for yourself, you know, how can you deal with situations when you're not, you know, taking care of yourself? So make sure you take care of yourself, you know, first, and make yourself happy. Don't forget that. Make yourself happy. You know, stop worrying about other people's opinions. Let that go. Let those opinions go. You know, it's a lot of things that, you know, you're going to find hard, you know, when you're going through the journey of learning yourself to let go. It is, because our mind is so programmed that we're so used to, you know, taking on other people's opinions. You know, so our mind is programmed, but you got to change you got to change that. And it feels so good that I am at a place now that, you know, when I do deal with certain situations, you know, I have positive thoughts, you know, I'm let those positive thoughts take control, of the situation. And then also too, it feels good when I go somewhere and I learn that, if my energy feels off, I can remove myself, and it's a beautiful feeling when you can feel when the energy, is not, a lot of times people can feel it, but people overlook it. They don't know, when you got to read, your body, your energy, because energy plays a real big part, it does. That's why I burn my sage all the time, guys. I do, but I do have to, this weekend, I probably do it early Saturday morning. It's time for me to, do a cleansing in my house. I have to go through my house through the sage. I go to each part of my house from the front to the back. And I also walk outside and go around my house and burn my sage. It's time for me to do a cleansing on my house, through my house. Because, a couple months or a month ago, me and my husband, our little energy was off. We had a lot of negative energy coming in. So it's time for us to do a cleansing, through the house with our sage, and my husband does it, he learns how to, to burn the sage, he do that, that's why I say, if you have a partner that's willing to learn and change and, want to have peace, and that's one thing about my husband that I love, he's all for it. He's all for the peace. He's all for the burning the sage, like he might have company. He might burn his sage before his company come over, we learning, because we want a peaceful house. We want, when people come in our house, we want the energy to be good, and it's a beautiful thing to have people come over and your energy is good. Because one thing about it, if my energy is off, I'm not going to be bothered with people, when my energy is off. Because I don't want to bring around bad energy. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Yesterday morning, have you ever woke up and you're just in this happy, like your spirit is just so happy? I had that happy moment. And that's a beautiful thing too. And that's another thing to teach yourself. When you wake up in the morning, try to think of positive things in the morning. If you have your little saying, like I do, I have a little saying that I do every morning that I say to myself. I do it every morning to start off with the positive thoughts in my mind before I leave to work, to leave to go to work. You got to teach yourself, when you wake up in the morning, bring in that positive energy in the morning. And also teach your kids how to wake up with positive energy, because a lot of times, we do find ourselves waking up in the morning and we have negative energy. And when you have negative energy when you wake up in the morning, your day don't really go good. It don't. But if you teach yourself to wake up and have positive energy, boost yourself up in the morning, your day gonna go good. Your day gonna really go good. So learn how to wake up, thinking positive. The biggest key is changing your mindset. That is the biggest key. The biggest key is to change your mindset. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I will see you guys next Thursday. I really don't know what topic I'm going to talk about next Thursday. I really don't know. I might talk about, cousins, because cousins play a big part in our lives, because I have a lot of close cousins that I love very, very dearly. So I might talk about that, give them their flowers while they're living, I like to talk about things, to give people their flowers, But I really appreciate it, and thank all you guys for DMing me and asking me questions on, how to start, your journey of learning yourself, getting deep into yourself. So I hope the little things that I did talk about today will help you at least start somewhere, to start getting into yourself, because it's a beautiful thing once you start living in your truth. You got to live in your truth. And it's okay if people don't understand you, they don't get you. That's fine. That's fine. You know, sometimes people, it's not going to understand you. They're not going to, you know, get you, you know, because they're thinking that you're still in that same mindset. You're that same person. But you got to keep that positive energy and continue changing, continue growing. It's beautiful to grow. But thank you guys for tuning in. Y'all have a beautiful, 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 beautiful day. And I'm burning my sage for everyone out there that's feeling down right now. You feel like you want to cry, cry. It's okay to cry. You know, for the ones out there, you might have family members that's in a hospital, that's fighting for their life. May God bring you strength. You might have some out there that, you know, they might be losing their apartment, their house, you know. I'm burning this sage to bring in positive energy your way. And whatever you do, don't give up. You keep on fighting. You keep on pushing. You know, God got you. You know, you just got to pray a little harder. You know, and the biggest thing that I love to do is meditate. You know, sit down and meditate. You know, it's beautiful, you know, because it teaches you how to, you know, get rid of those negative thoughts and bring in positive thoughts, you know, when you learn how to meditate. And then also, if it's your first time burning sage, my biggest thing about sage is I burn my sage to release negative energy. And then I also burn my sage when I have a moment to myself when I meditate. I burn my sage. I light my incense. I light my candle. I like to listen to music. You know, I'm a very R&B girl, so I like to listen to my music real low, and I try to clear my mind. And I burn my sage, and I, you know, let the sage burn. And also too, I take the sage, and I burn it all. You know, I go all across my whole body from up to down. You know, you do that. And I also burn my sage when I feel like my energy is off. I burn my sage to reconnect, you know, reconnect my spirit, you know, to get those little negative thoughts out of my mind, or getting that elephant off my back, you know. So I burn my sage for a lot, you know, I really do. And it helps me. It helps me a lot when I burn my sage. I know a lot of times people might say, you know, burning sage, you voodoo or whatever. No, that's not true. You know, if you, you know, teach yourself, you know, to voodoo and all that, then yeah, you know, but I don't do all that. I don't voodoo nobody. You know, I just love burning my sage because it brings me peace. You know, because if anybody tell you when they come over, I'm always, you know, I burn my sage. I even burn my sage on my friends. You know, if they say, Keisha, I need some sage, you know, I burn it through them, you know. But they have all kind of things, you know. I haven't got into the crystals. You know, some people do their crystals. You know, my daughter is real big about that. You know, the crystals, the zodiac signs. I'm not really deep into all of that. You know, I did get a new book. I don't have it up front. My friend Rancia got the book, and I went on and got me one. Dang, I wish I had the book in front of me, but I'll make sure I show the book on my next podcast. That I had just got it today or whatever. But yes, you know, get into yourself. You know, make yourself happy. You know, live your life. You know. Don't continue living your life miserable, you know. Be patient, you know. God is going to bring everything that He wants for you in your life. He will. And, you know, and a beautiful thing, too, you know, when you manifest, make sure you manifest the things that you truly want, you know. Because one thing about it, when you manifest, those things do come true. Because all the things that I have manifest, they have came true, guys. You know, it have, like, you know, I sit back and I'm like, wow, that's what I used to manifest about. You know, and it have came true. You know, so make sure, you know, whatever you want to manifest, make sure that when it does come true, you're ready for it. Because, you know, the things that I manifest, you know, I was ready for it when it came to light, you know, when it came true. You know, I was ready for it, you know, and it was beautiful, you know, because, you know, when you go through your stage in your life, you know, and you find, you know, your weakness and, you know, you bring all of that, you know, up and you face all of those things, you know, it's beautiful. You know, it's going to open up a lot of emotions, but it's okay. Don't stop your emotions from coming out. You know, let those emotions come out. And it's okay to not be okay. Remember that. It's okay to not be okay. You know, it's okay if you have a bad day. You know, it's okay. I know I'm supposed to get off, but you know, sometimes when God bring it to me, I like to just speak on it. You know, I like to speak on it, you know, because I feel like a lot of people are beating themselves up. You know, stop beating yourself up. You know, it's okay if you're not at a place where you want it to be in your life. It's okay. You know, it's okay. As long as God is waking you up the next day, you have another chance of life. Remember that. It's okay to not be okay. Don't be afraid to tell someone, no, you know, I'm not okay today. You know, my mental is messed up, you know, because you got to pay attention what your mind is going through. You know, if you're dealing with your mental, try to find somebody you can talk to release that, you know, because a lot of people are dealing with mental illness so bad. And I talked about mental illness last year, and I think I'm going to talk about that again, you know, because mental illness is real, guys. It really is. You know, it's a lot of people walking around that, you know, is that close of just saying, fuck it. You know, so we got to get our mental together, you know, and the biggest key is you got to talk about it. You know, you got to talk about it. You know, you got to release it. You know, and if you feel like you're noticing, you know, your mental, you know, you're noticing if you're starting hearing people or your mental is, you know, is trying to tell you to do things to harm yourself, please, please, go get help. I know a lot of places, especially in Mississippi, don't have help. You know, a lot of places, you know, a lot of people don't have insurance. You know, that's why, you know, I'm taking classes to be a life coach, guys. You know, because that's my goal, is to be a life coach. Then I can, you know, set up appointments, and I'm not going to charge people much, you know, to come to me to vent. You know, I'm not going to do that, you know, because, you know, I want people to learn how to vent. You know, because a lot of times people, you know, they do go to therapy, but a lot of times some therapists just don't get people, you know, you have to go through different ones to find that right person. But I feel like once I get my certification and be a life coach, I feel like I can help a lot of people. And I feel like I would get a lot of people that will come to me and, you know, and need their help, you know, and, that's my goal, is to be a life coach. That is my biggest goal. And I'm going to accomplish that, because my mom always told me, baby, you know, I want you to stick in that. You know, I want you to continue your podcast, you know. And because trust me, you know, getting on here is not so easy that you think it is. You know, I have to prepare myself. You know, I have to burn my sage, and I have to take a moment before I come on live, you know, because it takes a lot to do this. It does, guys. It takes a lot, you know, but I'm trying to, you know, get comfortable, loosen myself up, you know, make it fun. You know, I don't want it always being, you know, emotional. You know, sometimes I do get on here and cry. You know, but a lot of times those cries be, you know, happy cries. It don't always be sad cries. But I love the fact that I can get on here and express to you guys, you know, the things that I go through, you know, because I'm not afraid to tell the world. because that's what I'm doing, telling the world. You know, I'm not afraid to tell the world the things that I go through, you know, but I'm still private. You know, I'm still a private person because none of you guys don't know my private life, you know, but I love the fact that, you know, I'm trying to reach out to some of you guys out there to learn how to open up, to release, because, you know, that used to be a biggest curse, that we all was brought up to keep shit quiet. Don't talk about it. You keep it quiet. That's nobody's business. You're not supposed to tell nobody, you know. But I'm teaching people to learn how to express the things that you're dealing with inside. You know, you got to get it out. You got to learn how to talk, you know, because this world is getting harder and harder by the day. This world is changing. You know, they got a lot of evil, you know, especially got a lot of evil with kids. They got, and another thing too, before I go, I just want to say something real quick. I know a lot of you young girls out there are becoming pregnant with, you know, the guys that y'all choose to have a baby with. I'm going to give you an example. I had a person that, a patient that came in, but she had, a person that she had with her, and she had her child. And the person, when she went in the bag, the person was left with the child. And the baby might have been about a year old or so. Cute little girl. And the little girl started crying, you know, in a little, you know, little carrier. She was crying and all of that. So, you know, it was me and another little lady that was in there in the waiting area, you know. And we kept noticing that the baby was just constantly crying, and the guy was just sitting there, you know. So I looked, and the guy is on his phone, and the baby just crying, you know. So me as a mother, you know, I walked over there and I said, you know, how about you just try to pick her up? You know, I said, maybe she hot or whatever. So he was just like nonchalant, you know, and I'm like, okay, okay. So when he finally did pick the baby up, she was still crying and all of that. So, you know, as a mother, I said, oh, can I hold her? Can I just, you know. So I picked her up, I hold her, you know, I pat her, put the little pacifier in her mouth or whatever. But it's like, I said to myself, if he was somewhere by himself with this baby, and this baby's crying like this, he might be a type of person that he would do something not realizing that he's harming the baby just to get the baby quiet. Because I just felt like, you know, if you're the father of that child, and I understand that, you know, little babies, you don't want to always pick them up. But don't be nonchalant of your child. If your child laying, you know, in the carrier, especially if you're in a doctor's office and your baby is crying, pick up that child, you know, walk the baby, you know, and, you know, I just felt that was kind of like, I would want to leave him with my child, you know. So you young ladies, y'all pay attention to these little young guys that y'all having babies with, you know, because that's why you find a lot of these little babies being abused by their, you know, their mother's boyfriend, because a lot of these little boys don't have patience with these kids. You know, so you gotta watch who you're laying down with, you know, and also you gotta watch who you leave your kids with too. You know, you gotta pay more attention to your kids, you know, because this young generation, they're not all about their kids. Yeah, they're about their kids on, you know, materialistic things. You know, they make sure that these kids got these Jordans, you know, Gucci, whatever they want to wear. But, you know, they pay attention to that, but they really don't pay attention to the child. You know, y'all young generation need to pay more attention to y'all kids, because y'all generation of kids, when they come up, Lord knows, ooh, I'll probably be in my 60s then. Ooh, I'll be inside. I won't even be around no kids at all, because Lord, this world is already bad now. Just imagine when these kids coming up, because a lot of these kids just don't care about life. They don't. They just, you know, they just do whatever, and they video everything. Lord knows. So if you ever be somewhere and you fall down, trust me, you might be on Facebook, TikTok. You might be on one of those little, you know, things. So, because they video everything. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sending out nothing but love and peace. And my biggest thing that I always tell you guys before I get off my podcast, please Give someone a hug out there. Everybody deserves a hug. Give someone a hug out there. And for the ones out there needs a hug, I'm giving you a hug right now. I gave you a hug. I love hugs. Now, one thing I don't like fake hugs. So if you ever come up to me and you give me a hug, don't just give me a little tap, because you can keep that. We could just bump like this, because I love hugs, because you never know. I might need that hug, Sometimes I do tell people, oh, thank you, I needed that hug. Girl, I needed it, So don't be afraid to give someone a hug. Everybody needs a hug out there, because sometimes a hug will just make a person's day. You never know. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. Peace and love. And I gotta go get my nails redone, y'all. Look. My little G. I think, can you still see it? Yeah, you can see it. My little G still hanging on. My little L still hanging on. Yes, guys, I get 2 butterflies. I started off with my cousin Gussie, because she used to get her nails done all the time. I mean, her feet done all the time. She never used to get her nails done. So just to represent her, I get a butterfly, different color butterflies, and I always get a G. And so I started doing it with my mom, the butterfly and an L. So yes, that is mine, to remind me of, them, And I miss my cousin Gussie too. I miss her a lot, because she was just fun. She was just fun to hang out with, especially sitting on her porch, But I miss her a lot, But I know she's happy in heaven because she's with her mom, her grandfather, her grandparents, her aunt, her uncle, So I know she's happy, I know she's happy. And her girls are doing real good. They're doing real, real good. Her oldest one, I think, she graduated, got her certificate as a CNA. She's going to be a CNA, so that's good because she's real smart. One thing about Gussie girls, they are so smart. They're super smart. They're real smart. But yes, but other than that, everything is doing good. I'm taking it one day at a time with my mom. I miss my mom so much. I do, y'all. I miss my mom. A mother's love is beautiful. I miss my mom. But I know she will be happy. My nephew, he is getting an award from his college. My nephew also is a captain in the Air Force. He is. And my mom will be very proud of her only grandson. She'll be very proud of her grandkids. They're doing real good. They're doing real good for themselves, So I know my mom was proud of me and my sister because, she knew that we are some beautiful, wonderful mothers. And we give them so much love just like she gave us a lot of love. So it's beautiful, so it's beautiful. So we just taking it one day at a time. That's all we can do. Me and my sister, we both have our moments. And, we don't talk every day, but when we both having that moment, we do talk to each other, because, life goes on. And, my sister have things that she does in her life, and I have things that I, do in my life. So we're not expecting to talk to each other every single day, but we do talk to each other. That's what people got to understand. You're not going to talk to people every single day. You're not. You're not going to do that. So don't expect to talk to everybody every day, because I have this one older cousin, Philip, Gussie's uncle. He texts me every morning and tell me good morning. And that is so sweet. He just don't know how much I appreciate that, how much that makes my day, and that's beautiful that he thinks about me every morning to send me a text. So it's always beautiful to, get different things that will uplift you, because I get a lot of things that uplift me, like my homegirl Marcel, we try to talk to each other every morning, before, on my way going to work, we talk to each other, we say uplifting things to each other, or we'll do group texts and tell, each one, have a beautiful day. It's the little things, that's why I say people got to realize it's the little things that makes you happy. We got to go back to the little things. The little things. Because I love little things. Little things make me happy, guys. I don't care if somebody just give me a fake flower. That makes me happy. The little things. I love the little things. You know, I love the little things in life. But thank you guys, and I'll see you guys next Thursday. Yes, guys, I do go on my podcast at 2 o'clock. The latest that I will go is about 2:30. Now, if I go later than 2:30, if I come on at 3 o'clock, I will send a message and let you guys know that I come on at 3 o'clock. But thank you guys for tuning in. For the ones that just tune in your first time, please scroll my page. And I have all different topics that I talk about, I talk about different things, I talk about my emotions, dealing with death. I talk about all kind of stuff, and I'm pretty sure some of them things that I talk about would help you, would uplift you, because you never know, you might be going through that moment right now, so don't hesitate to, scroll down my page and watch some of my podcasts. But my page is, My Beautiful Peeps podcast. I try to go live on my page, but sometimes it's always acting up. So what I'll do is save the video from my original page and put it on my podcast page. But thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Yes, I went over the time, but that's okay. This is my podcast. I could be what I want to be. Look at yourself in a mirror and tell yourself you're beautiful. You are a beautiful person, and you got this. I got this. Tell yourself that. Boost your ego up, because you're the only person that's going to make yourself happy. Remember that. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. Mwah, 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 mwah. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. One thing about those fathers, they're going to celebrate their day. They're going to celebrate. They're going to celebrate. They're going to celebrate. You should. Celebrate. Celebrate. And I want to say happy Father's Day to my husband. He's a beautiful, beautiful father. He is. And I also want to say happy Father's Day to my kid's father, Joel. Yes, even though he gets on his daughters and them nerves, but he's still a good father. Even though me and him didn't work out, he's still a good father. So I want to wish both of them a happy, happy Father's Day. And to my daddy up there, Daddy, happy Father's Day. I love you, I love you, I love you. Bye, guys. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.